Kia ora from Aotearoa, it's Hoppy here, and I am making this video about the 9-day phase which we are heading into, which is 5 death. And this is according to the 9th wave energies of the sacred Mayan calendar, which are all about unitary consciousness and our return to unitary consciousness. So we've got this lovely weather going on here, which is great because we were forecast for a drought and I prayed for rain on the 13 alligator day. Well, it's here, but that's not me. That's the forces. So yeah, all credit to them. Anyway, this 9-day phase is in 5 death, and this is like at the very bottom of the night wave of 9 Earth. And excuse me. So this is about death with breath, because it's the 5th day, a very empowering day of the winter Sena, but because it's in a 9-day phase, this energy holds over for a little while. And so death and breath means dying to an old grand cycle in this night wave, because this is what this night wave is about, particularly relating to thought and knowledge. So the breath will empower this death and rebirth with trust and surrender. I encourage everyone, just keep breathing through all that presents itself without analyzing it, without defending it, but honoring and allowing it. So we're kind of surrendering into what is and starting to learn to harmonize with what is, and it means breakthroughs, which are rebirths. So the old ways of being controlled and controlling may give way to trusting what is and breathing our way through this time of huge release and rebirth. We may die to more limits and blockages, and this is a time to surrender and connect with our ancestors that exist in the highest dimensions, far beyond the veil of illusions that has dominated humanity for thousands of years. And it's just interesting when you observe all the different native cultures of the earth, and they often have similar ancestors with similar functions, that, you know, the highest of the high frequencies that are available and that we connect in them. They all have different names, and so the names of those ancestors do not particularly matter, but tuning in with our, going up higher into our being and tuning in with those ancestors and like connecting with them, being with them, and also Mother Earth as that ancestor right down to her heart. An extremely high frequency when you really, really connect with her there. So we're actually existing on the higher dimensions with these ancestors far beyond the veils of illusion that have dominated humanity for thousands of years. And these ancestors are available to everyone, regardless of their belief, regardless of their culture. There's been many replications of these ancestors that are known, that have come into different religions. They have been bound and imitated, and they have been set up to appear like they are the highest of the high ancestors, but they are not. And like, it's easy to lose all faith over that. I had to discover what the Luciferian Jesus was as part of the Masonic ritual abuse that I experienced in my life, and just coming through in my own meditations, in my own way, in my own explorations of myself on all the dimensions that we access, and that can be infinite. So we may become enlightened in self-healing, remaining in safety and higher cosmic knowledge. And especially as we interact And through the breath and through the breathing, we can actually access these beautiful ancestors. We can be guided. We can find out how to heal ourselves, and this is done by deep meditations. This is done by prayers, by audibly asking and receiving. It's a two-way communication. Father Sky, Mother Earth, and the highest of the high frequencies. It's very much a frequency thing. It can be seen in so many different ways, so many different perspectives. You know, I really like the quantum science perspective. A lot of what I receive in meditation seems to have had that theme, even though I've never really been trained in it, but I'm fascinated by it, and it makes so much sense. And this is like new cosmic knowledge that is opening up to humanity, which is releasing the holds of the lies and the deceptions that we've been told and taught at school about, you know, Newtonian science or whatever. Like, yes, there's truth in that, but we need the full truth. And we can find that as we meditate and get into that. So we will be able to connect more easily with the spiritual support or cosmic support and see more clearly. So these are the energies, and the death, you know, the day of death is very much about connecting. It's very much about seeing beyond the veil, seeing the truth of what is, and the higher we can transcend in frequency, which is very, very connected to our sense of self-worth, actually. So having survived what I've survived and the deprecation of it all, self-worth really, really takes a punch. And so there's this balancing and this coming back into our being and the truth, and connecting with the ancestors, which will show us the truth of who we really are, and that we can just humbly be with that. It's beautiful. So yeah, we're in this Wintrasena, where we are gaining purity and clarity through consciously breathing the breath of life, our own life force, and nourishing our minds to serve by breathing through our hearts and opening our heart space to the new. And this is a very, very cleansing time. It's transformation, it's rebirth, it's surrender. It's not having to be in control, but having absolute faith and trust in these pure, highest of the high frequencies that are with us. Yeah. So much love to you all, and may you travel well through this passage, this duration, however we perceive this time, as all time is collapsing into one, and our belief systems are upgrading, our thought processes, our ability to tap into cosmic knowledge, all of this. There's so much change going on. It's actually sort of happening quite rapidly, and we are not alone. No matter how alone we may feel, we have that connection, and through the breath and through our communication and through the audible resonance of asking, help me with my health, you know, all of these things, it really does happen. And I am gaining more faith and more trust in it as it applies to my life and through the experiences, and may you do that too. I've also been in another podcast with Emma Catherine, someone I love and trust, who does the Imagination podcast, and we've looked a lot into suicidal ideation. So this is actually a podcast which is going to have both the therapist perspective and the survivor perspective, and also Emma's very treasured perspective. In that podcast, both those two beautiful women help me connect more with a deeper sense of self-worth and see myself more clearly for who I am, because it has been very, very sought after. By keeping our self-worth down, they keep down our ability, our energy, and honestly I need so much energy to heal that I value this treasured input, and I value the ancestors that are with us and supporting us. We are going to need to press into them even more and trust them even more and live by faith even more as the world, as the system crumbles, and as we go through, and that may also involve collectives of us, you know, collaborating in our prayers with the highest of the high forces to stabilize this earth, to come through this time as peacefully as we may possibly do so. So much love to you all.